welcome to my channel. I'm Matt, this is Mike's Mods, and today guys we're just going to do a quick channel update to just let you know how things are going on the channel since the last one. I think the last one was about 45 minutes long, so hopefully this one is a little bit shorter today. I don't like doing long channel updates because it's some people just haven't got the time or the concentration to listen to me banging on for 45 minutes about what's going on the channel. But it is June. We are into a new month, which is fantastic. Summer is ever closing nearer, and trust me, I prefer it when it's summertime. So we'll go through the builds first of all. So the first one is the Titanic. That's coming along nicely. We've just finished the remote control for the Titanic, and yeah, there's still a heck of a lot to do on that model though, I've got to admit. There's a lot of detail to be put on. We've got all the rigging to do, and we're going to be quite near the end very soon. Now, it's no surprise that we're going to have a lot to do at the end of this build, because the part works are normally out like that. They kind of string it out to as many issues as they have chosen to release them in, and then towards the end you absolutely have tons to do. But it is coming along nicely, and I'm still enjoying the build. I'm still trying to modify it where I can, and yeah, I can't wait to finish it. That should, all being well, be finished in October. We should get our last pack in October sometime, so happy days on that one. Now the Trumpeter Titanic, I think I said this in my last update, that's still on hold at the moment until I get a bigger workstation. I only have like an A1 size bench at the moment, and I need a bigger station to work on something like that. I don't want to scratch the paintwork or damage the model in any way, so at the moment that is just on hold until I have a bigger workspace to work from, which should be in August coming up. So I'll move next on to the Enterprise. Now the Enterprise, whoa, I'm still loving that build. I'm really enjoying it. I find working extremely therapeutic and relaxing. I know some people haven't, and they've been pulling their hair out with it, but me, I don't know, I must be the strange one out there that absolutely still enjoys building this thing. And now I know I'm waiting for my next pack of the Enterprise, which does have the first circuit board in, and I did spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours the other night labelling every single wire that we've done so far, so that I can put them into the PCB board a lot easier to what's been explained. And I will be glad in the next pack that we do get to tidy up the wires that we've been working with. So I'm hoping to try and get them as neat as possible, but we'll just have to see how that goes. But that's coming along really nicely, and I'm really enjoying it. I just can't wait to do more on that one. It's one I actually saved, and I look forward to every week when I build it. So we'll have to see how things go with that one. Now the next one is the Lancaster. Now the Lancaster is getting huge. I've actually got it because it's my next build to record, and that is it so far. And we still have another bit to come out here, so it's going to be big. It's going to be quite humongous build. This is very heavy and all already. I'm still enjoying it. The electrics so far are not too bad. Like a lot of people have said, they didn't want to do it because of what happened with the Spitfire, and I'm hopefully learnt enough from the Spitfire that that won't happen again, and I can make sure things go correctly on it. But I'm still enjoying that build. It's really nice, and it's, you know, screws, glue, nice little tiny bits. It can be very therapeutic at times. So yeah, that's the Lancaster build. Now the Miura build, which is our Thursday build, that is coming to an end this month. I am going to actually get that one finished this month. So if you see a Miura video in there instead of maybe the normal schedule, that's because I am determined to finish it. I more or less, once I get my last pack for a build, I will want to finish it. It's not that I'm trying to rush it, I just want to see the finished model and complete the journey really. I'm eager to finish it. So the Miura this month will finish. and I'm looking forward to that one because that build has been all over the place. It's been my first sort of car build that's not sci-fi or RC. And I don't know whether I'd do another car like that. I think some of the cars are beautiful that we're doing, but I don't know if I do another. I mean, I'd love to do the Skyline, but I can't afford that, and I'll get onto that in a sec. I'd love to do some of the Agora cars, but it's just one of them that, you know, I've enjoyed doing it, and I really wanted to do a car like that. But that build has been all over the place. Parts that we don't use in the stages, and it's hard keeping up with it. It really is hard keeping up with it. But that will finish this month, and will, as soon as I receive my final pack of that, I will be getting them recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So, like I said, if we have, I think we've got 9 issues coming in the last pack, and I think the last stage is one of the longest. So, if you find that Miura's coming out instead of the normal build, that's why. Because I'm just wanting to finish it. I think I did that with the Rossi as well. I just wanted to get them finished. And I started 3 models more or less at the same time. And that was the Miura, the camper van, and the Rossi. Now, the Rossi has obviously finished. The Miura obviously is coming to an end this month. And the camper van will be finished next month. So, you know, it's quite a couple of months of finishes, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic. So, you know, I'll be glad when them done. It frees up space on the channel as well, and I'm going to have to rearrange the schedule, which I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. So then we go on to the camper. Again, the camper next month, that'll be July. That is coming to an end too, would you believe? So we've got the next pack that's coming, and then we'll have our penultimate pack with the bits to finish it off. Now, I'll be quite sad to see that one go, because although it's been very tricky in places, so we've had like the springs on the windscreen wipers, we've had the front windshield, we've had brackets, we've had pins, we've had all kinds of stuff to do, hinges, which haven't been easy. With it being an older part work, I've really enjoyed it because it's one that has been out before, and a lot of the stuff they were using, you know, is a bit dated now, and you probably wouldn't see it. But I'll be quite sad to see that one go, because it's been quite a nice therapeutic build, that one. Even though I just don't get it when they give you stages where there's nothing to do in them. Just here's some parts, nothing to do. How I feel on that, it's a little bit disappointing, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's coming to an end, and yeah, we can actually see the end goal on that one. So the Optimus Prime, which is next, now that is coming along nicely, even though it was a little bit slow over the last couple of months. We did have the sort of mega issue when we finished the left shoulder and actually attached that to the torso. Now, with it being a figure build, we are going to be working on the next side, which is the right shoulder. So that is going to be a little bit repetitive. I don't know after the right shoulder what we work on. I think we're going to finish off the torso, but after the torso, I have no clue whether we're going to be starting an arm, whether we're going to be starting a leg, doing the second leg. I have no clue on that build. But doing that mega issue, it was really nice to do, and it was nice to see the shoulder in place. Very, very impressive. Very impressive, I've got to admit. But yeah, that one is coming along nicely. Still enjoying and loving that build. Every build I do, I enjoy and love. I might moan sometimes about the way things are going on, but I always pick my builds because they interest me, or they mean something to me, and that's how I, you know, that's why I'm passionate about them. Now, the U96, that has been tricky. I've had a couple of problems with that one. Problems I've sorted. The first problem is I had a problem with the motor. It wasn't opening the torpedo doors on the bow. So I had to strip it all down, sort it all out, and it actually turned out that the motor for it is not very strong, and the gear for it, for the mechanism, was jamming because it needed greasing. So once I'd greased that up, ran it quite a few times and everything, it's now working as it should be. The other problem I had was with the machine gun. Now, the problem with that was that the basket to collect the cartridge shells, that photo etch was a nightmare. It was a literal nightmare. And mine broke, my photo etch. It just didn't line up. It just didn't make sense. The instructions didn't make sense. I checked out what people were doing on YouTube, and I just couldn't make enough. I just didn't understand what was going wrong with it. Why was mine not working? And then I did find a channel, Wonderland Asylum, who actually explained where I was going wrong. And where I was going wrong was with the photo etch, you always fold into the lines on the photo etch. So every piece of photo etch has a fold line in it, and you always fold into it. But what I wasn't doing, and I didn't realise, is you had to fold against it, which you don't tend to do with photo etch. So mine didn't line up and mine wasn't right because of that simple problem. Now, I contacted Hachette. I showed them a picture of mine that would actually broken. They agreed to replace it free of charge. Other than that, I didn't mind paying for the issue because if it was my cock up, my problem. Luckily, they said no, we'll send you out another stage. I did do some research into it, and now it's perfect. But yeah, that is definitely one to note in the future, that with that one you had to fold against it, not into it. It's really strange on that one. So that is coming along nicely. Now, that's two problems I've had. A third problem I've heard people have is the torpedo tubes are not easy to fit into the build as well. It takes a lot of lining up and putting in. So I'll be glad when I get that stage out of the way. Once that's done, then we know it's like interiors and stuff like that, which I'm looking forward to. So that one is coming along nicely, and it's a nice build. It really is. It's very enjoyable. Only problem is when I have a few wobbles with builds, I do like to fix them, but they can kind of make me a little bit, do I really want to work on that one, because I had a nightmare last time with it. I've kind of got over that with the new 96, so that was happening, but it's no longer happening. So yeah. Now, onto a couple of things that are happening in the Parkwork community is the increase of prices. Now, it's not particularly the increase of prices per stage or issue. It's now is a lot of the increase in what you are paying monthly. So if we take Fan Home and D'Agostini, they are doing it as well. Basically, they are sending out more stages per pack than what we were doing before. The standard used to be you would have 4 stages sent to you per month, and that's what you worked on. Now with Fan Home, they started doing 5 issues per month on some of their builds. So a couple that affected mine were DeLorean. I was getting 5 issues per month. The Optimus Prime, I was getting 5 issues per month as well. Now the problem is 2 of their recent models, which is the Nissan Skyline and I believe the Batmobile, people are going to start getting 6 issues per month. And the problem with that is if you're getting them, you're paying postage on top of them, and to say, well, I really want the premium, it's a lot of money. Some people were saying it's between £85 and £90 a month that cost has gone up to now for all that included. Now for me, that's out my price bracket. I can't afford that on a model per month, unless I was getting a heck of a lot more for that kind of money. So for me, if I was to pay and subscribe to the Nissan Skyline, it would be impossible. I can't afford that, and it kind of limits me to what I'm probably going to have to be able to build in the future. Now, if Fanhome are going that way, they are the sister company to DeAgostini. DeAgostini are going that way too. I've heard that about the International Space Station. That's going to be the same. That just instantly outprices me, and I am going to have to look at doing anything more that Hachette are building or Agora are building. Even though Agora, you know, it's a little bit more, but it's still within my price range. I can't afford nearly £100 a month for one model. That's just completely outrageous. Now, I know they won't do it with the Enterprise. That's fine, because the Enterprise, with it being an ex-Eaglemoss build, they can only send out 4 stages per pack, because there was only 4 stages in the magazine. That's fine. The DeLorean, they were sending out 5 stages per pack, because the magazines were individual to each stage or issue. So I could cope with that. That was nearly £60-odd a month just for doing that. But what the new way of doing it is sending out 6 issues per month. Yes, okay, you get to finish the build quicker, but it's now starting to get to the stage where I'm like, well, there's no way I can afford that at all. It used to be you'd only ever get 4 per month, because that's what would be released in the shops. Most of the part works would come out in the shops, and subscription was you didn't have to worry about going to the shops with it. That's now changed, so there's not that many models left in the shops now. I think there's only a couple that are available to get in the shop, and they are Hachette models. The Eaglemoss used to do the shops, but they stopped, and that was a big mistake for them. Fanhome did a couple that were in the shops, but they're not doing that anymore. So again, for me, I can't do it. I can't afford it at all. I'm not working with any part work company at all, where they're sending me stuff to build. I'm paying for absolutely everything, and I've got a thing. It's just going to be impossible for me to do, and to put that much money into a build. It's just no way at all. So unfortunately, that limits what I can do in the future, and it's just the way it is, unfortunately. I will mention as well the DeLorean. Now, that is another one that is coming to an end this month. I am hoping, fingers crossed, to have my next set of issues this week. Fingers crossed. It's only 3 is the final lot we're going to get. So, and that will be the car completed. That will be everything done. So that's Back to the Future 1 car, 2 car and 3 car. And man, has that been a builder. That has been nearly 4 years of a build. Yeah, it's not been easy. It's not exactly 4 years. It's just below 4 years. But that has been one heck of a journey with that model. Obviously, it was started with the previous company. Then that company went into liquidation. I held off hoping that I would be able to finish it. I was able to finish it with Fanhome. I still took it to the end because I still wanted to do the number 3 car. I still wanted to do the hood box and the railway wheels and the tracks, and it is finally coming to an end. I think that one's going to be very bittersweet, because that was it was one of my favourite builds to do every week, was the DeLorean. It's been very slow with the extension, that's why that's been pack builds. But I think that'll be very bittersweet when that comes to an end. It'll be quite upsetting, because that has been one heck of a journey to do. And yeah, I'm telling you now, that has had its ups and downs, left, right and centre on that build. But it'll be done. Another one will be completed on the channel. So yeah. So once the three that I've mentioned today that are coming to an end, so we have the Miura, we have the DeLorean, and we have the camper. That's only going to leave 5 builds up until October when the Titanic finishes, and then we're down to 4 builds. Now, I really want to do the Apache when that comes out with Agora. It's one I've planned to do. So I am not planning on replacing those 3 builds with anything at the moment. Nothing really out there takes me interest, bar 2 with Agora, which is the Optimus Prime that they did, and the Route Master, which they also did. They're the only 2 that I think, oh yeah, I really fancy. I mean, the Optimus Prime from Agora I have not built before, but the Route Master I did up to a certain stage, but then personal things got in the way, and yeah, I decided to sell mine at the time. Actually, I sold my Route Master at the time, and the money I raised from selling that, I actually put into the DeLorean for mods for it. But I would still love to build that and finish it off. And that'll be another finished model that started on the channel that I want to complete. So they're the only 2 that really interest me, to be honest with you, that are out there at the moment. There's nothing really on Fan Home. Yes, I like the Nissan Skyline, but it's just out of price for me. D'Agostini, they haven't got anything at the moment. I don't really want to do the International Space Station. It's not my thing. I'm not too keen on doing the F1 car. So there's not that much out there. Maybe do the Robocop would be quite interesting. I would think maybe about doing the Robocop, but I think that, yeah, I don't know. It does interest me, but I don't know. It's not one of them that I don't know. Yeah, it's all cost. It's all cost at the end of the day. Yeah. So we've got basically that. There's nothing out there until the Apache comes out in summer. Apart from the 2 Agora that I mentioned, the Optimus Prime and the Route Master, they're the only ones that really interest me. So we will be down to 5 builds, which means we'll be back to, and hasn't been like this for a while, we'll be back down to a schedule of Monday to Friday of builds. So I'm probably still going to keep the Titanic on a Monday. I am going to keep the Enterprise on a Tuesday, and I'm going to keep the Lancaster for a Wednesday. As for the Miura, as for Thursday, Friday, I'm not decided yet. I may do the U96 on a Thursday, and then the Optimus Prime on a Friday. Finish off with something good, if you know what I mean. So that's what I'm thinking for them, for the foreseeable future. I haven't confirmed it yet. Like I said, I just want to get these models finished, and then we can look at maybe, you know, changing the schedule about. But we're going to keep the Titanic, the Enterprise, and the Lancaster on the days that they're already released out, which means we have Saturday and Sunday where there will be no builds. Now, I do the live stream with Kev on the Sunday, so that means Saturday there might not be a video coming out on the channel. I could look at doing things that I could do differently that are not going to be as expensive. I may even, once I move out of this living room into a modelling room again in August, maybe put a Come to Titanic every week on a Saturday. That's a thought, yeah. I could do that. That won't be a problem. So, there we go. It's just the way things are going to be on the schedule. Now, I did say in my last update video that I'm looking to just improve things a bit as well. Maybe put the channel in 4K. I am still planning to do that. I am at the moment upgrading and sorting out new cameras. So I am going with some Logitech Brios. I still have the Logitech Stream Cams. Now, I still will be using them and the C920s. But I actually bought a Brio second hand. I've tested it, and my goodness, you can definitely see the difference. I mean, the Stream Cams work on 60 frames per second. The Logitech Brios work at 90 frames per second, and you can really see that difference. So it is going to be nice, and I can bring in a lot more camera angles as well. So that is definitely something I am planning on sorting out as well when we set up the new room. When the new room does get set up though, there might be a couple of weeks where there's no videos. It was only because I've got to take all the camera equipment, I've got to go and install it all in the new room, get all the cameras in position, everything. It just takes time. It's just one of them things that takes time. But I will be back, and I'll probably be posting updates on it, or maybe YouTube shorts on it, how the room is progressing, so keep an eye out for them as well. The only last thing to say is, obviously over the last month or a couple of months we've been having MCC UK, which has been broadcast to us channels. We are actually taking a bit of a summer break on the MCC UK. A couple of guys, they've got personal problems at the moment, or things that they're having to deal with, and they are finding it hard to commit. I know we only do it once every fortnight, but they are finding it quite hard to commit at the moment. So we said that we'd have a bit of a summer break. So that will be back. I'm not too sure when we'll be back on that one, but we will be back. You know, it's not going to go away. There might be pop-up live streams if I'm working at the bench on that one. We just decided to have a bit of a summer break and come back when we're all feeling a heck of a lot more revived. I've got a new room to decorate anyway, so most of my time's going to be taken up with that. So yeah, it'll be nice when we can come back and we're all revived and ready to go on that one. So that will be taking a break on the channel for now. So that is really it, guys. How long have we been going? 26 minutes. So that's not too bad. It's better than how long I went last time. But yeah, at the moment it is just a case of what I'm focusing on is finishing the models that are coming up to be finished. So that's DeLorean, the Miura, and the Camper. I really want to get them finished and really want to get them all done now. And once that's done, then we can change a few things and move a few things around. So if you do see extra videos of them, that's only simply because I'm dying to finish them. So I might chuck a couple of videos out per day. I might just keep it one. I don't know yet. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but I am excited because it's the end of the journey when you finish a model. It's you do go on this journey as you build them. And when you get to the end, you finish that journey, and it's exciting. It really is exciting because you've finished that building, you've accomplished something. And I think that is the main thing when you're building the models. That's the end goal. There's no point starting something if you don't intend to finish. Now, I know life gets in the way and you can't finish these models. It's just the way it is. You know, I've had it. I had that with the Route Master, which I already mentioned, that something happened and I just didn't have the heart to carry on and stuff like that. But you know, you get to a stage later on where you think, you know what, I could do that model again. I could actually build that model again, and I fancy building that model again. So it does happen. Some models that I started that I'll never be able to finish. One was the wooden Titanic. I don't think any company is ever going to tear that on. Packwork company.
Motion detected at the front door.
That's the cat outside, by the way. Sorry about that. And now the dog is upstairs barking his head off. So yeah, there is that. There is I think I started the T-72 tank. There's no way of finishing that because they'll never do it again. And yeah, I'm glad I got out of that one because I think I would have been left and stuck with it. Because not long after that, Model Space stopped trading. So glad I got out of that one when I did. I think that's it really for models I've started but not finished. So not too bad then. Really not too bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for just this little channel update. I'm going to try and do one every month when I can. It just finds the time to do it when I'm not getting interrupted like that because the cat wants to come in. Oh, it is a pain. Interruptions are a pain, and I'm having to deal with them every day. It is awful. It really is. It's just I can't concentrate, and it's a pain. Anyway, we know all that. Don't rabbit on about that one, Matt. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please could you give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you're notified of any future videos. But as always, stay safe and bye for now.